one thing that really helped, all right, beyond anything, was Mac, all right, who was my biggest support. He was an ordinary man who I met in a pub, who I was talking things that nobody understood. He put me back on my feet and said, what you've got to do is you've got to build walls and get your feet back on the ground by doing manual work. And he gave me odd jobs, and I built walls and I dug out clay foundations, and I mixed concrete mixers and went on a gas round and delivered bottled gas and did ordinary jobs. At the same time, talking philosophy, theology. He'd read Jung, Freud, Adler, and was quite a funny guy, really, because his sister suffered with manic depression, and she said, she went to the doctors and she said, my brother says that I'm suffering with manic depression. And the doctor said, and what qualifications has your brother got for saying that you have this? Oh, she said, he looks after pigs. And he was a pig farmer at the time, and excellent thing to actually understand. Pigs are very intelligent animals. And I don't think the doctor had a sense of humour, but Mac has. And that's what got me better. He gave me back my sense of humour. And I thank him an awful lot for that.
It's nothing new or unique. It's not rocket science. It's basic common sense. It's within all of us. But sometimes it's having the confidence and the support to go out and do it, which is quite often the hard part.
Just to give you an example, somebody I was seeing who had had a very complicated history, I won't go into details obviously, but when I asked her, and she'd had lengthy involvement with our service, when I asked her what would improve her life, we were talking about whether yet another tranche of therapy would be helpful. She said, if I could drive. And because of the advent of direct payments, I said, well, I don't know whether this would happen. She was a single mum, young kids. So I said, well, let's just give it a go. Let's see if we can get direct payments. So we applied, and she did. So consequently, what actually improved her life was not any highfalutin psychological therapy. Wasn't any grand intervention. It was just the two of us trying to figure out, from a common sense point of view, what would make her life better.
Robin Murray-Neal is the direct payments lead for CSIP's National Social Inclusion Programme.
I think the most important things that I've learned from the disabled people's movement, the work they've done over the years, the people who've used mental health services, in particular with regarding recovery, emerging as a concept created by those people themselves, is that there's no one answer out there either waiting to be discovered or that we can just pick off the shelf and apply to each individual, and they'll move from being someone with a mental health problem to someone who's recovered. And I think that was perhaps the error of many of the more traditional rehabilitation approaches, was that there was a process through which person X went and popped out the other end as rehabilitated and ready to join the human race again. I think actually the recognition that's so important is that it's actually finding who you are as an individual that's the thing that gives your life direction and purpose. And that can be exactly the same whether you happen to be a person who's using mental health services or a person working in mental health services.
Whole life isn't an alternative or a one-off initiative. It's about responding to individual need, and it's about a framework bringing together all the other initiatives and things that people actually want around independence, choice, control over their own lives, mental well-being, social inclusion. It's all there, and we must be committed to it.
By changing the way we work, we can have a dramatic impact upon people's lives. And we've seen that. We've seen the changes happen to many of the people that we work with.
Lisa Solheim is a service user representative for Cornwall and the South West.
I don't know exactly what it is that keeps me here, but things which really help me are my friends' dogs, horse riding, the sea, being able to cross-stitch and being independent really mean a lot to me. I liken my journey to having gone to Tesco's, and you've been in and you've got your shopping, you've got your therapy and your CPN and your psychiatrist appointment, and you're on the way home and you're struggling with your bags, and you can feel that your hands are being cut off because they hurt so much. And what I don't want is somebody to come along and say, Lisa, you're really struggling with those bags. Let's get you a taxi and get you home, because that doesn't solve anything. But what I need is somebody to be with me and say, I can see how much you're struggling. Give us a bag and I'll help you carry it down the road a little bit. And then when you feel a bit better, then you carry on with your journey. And it's that kind of support which is really important.